Hartley.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fantastic. You know, this is always a very special weekend for me.
I mean, it's 3 days, obviously.
Yes.
And what's your schedule like here? What are you up to?
Well, today is my mental day. We had our show, our presentation here, a 90-minute show, which was, you know, very much a success. I think that people are coming here to see, you know, the London look, you know, for want of a better word. And so I think that, you know, hopefully we didn't disappoint this time around.
Sure you didn't.
We have our collection's called Abstraction, and it's a very, very strong interpretation of minimalism, which has sort of dominated the catwalks very much in Europe and you know, internationally. So we've taken that concept, but really pushed it more to its roots of you know, abstract film, design, graphics, from everywhere from the 1920s through to today. So we're sort of plundering abstract inspiration here today.
You have a real, from what I've researched on you, you have a real eclectic mix of inspirations, and you love the 1920s. So
Yes.
do you usually sort of start off from that sort of...
I start off with sometimes an era or a piece of music, or it can be a movie, you know, lots and lots of different things. This time around, I've been inspired by the sort of abstract film experimentations from the 1920s, which are all about, you know, form and movement and simplicity. And I've tried to incorporate that into this collection. So essentially it's very graphic, and it has a very sort of, I guess in a way, a sort of cinematic feel to it.
So what sort of techniques would you use to create that style?
Well, what I love actually is the combination. I always combine, or try to combine, something that has a feel of classicism with a dash of madness, or a dash of vulgarity, or a dash of, you know, just something that's slightly on the edge. So today, you know, the look is very much about the strength of the lines and the graphic silhouettes, but they're offset with very, very strong texture and extremes of length.
Right, okay. So would that be combined with certain colours, colour tones?
And the colourways, well, the colourways is very interesting, you know, because fashion always, you know, sort of bites itself in the bum, as it were, you know. So, you know, what's in fashion at the moment is this kind of, you know, hair with regrowth, with roots, as we call it, you know, here in the UK. And also you have the supermodel Kirsten McMenemy wearing her hair long and silver, her natural silver. So to me there are two sort of trends there with colour. And we've been trying to experiment with blondes and silvers and greys. You know, grey is a very on-trend colour. I know on-trend's a terrible word, isn't it? What does on-trend mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, I think it will be something that we'll see more of in the future. And the other thing is this whole concept of the colours varying along the length of the hair. So the idea is that you begin with a deeper, you know, richer, stronger colour in the roots of the hair, and then gradually it all fades away to pale on the ends. So it's very pretty, I think.
Yeah, that sounds stunning. So let me ask you about Mark Almond
Yes.
and Faye Dunaway.
Oh, Faye Dunaway.
Right,
Faye Dunaway. Well, Faye Dunaway was, you know, I was so lucky because I moved to London and I fell in with a really very, very directional fashion crowd.
Yeah.
And Butler & Wilson is still today a very strong in the jewellery market, costume jewellery. Very much in the tradition of, you know, Chanel costume jewellery, Yves Saint Laurent, and all of those big brands. And I was lucky to work on billboards for that company. So I worked with, you know, Terence Donovan, with, you know, fantastic photographers, Terry O'Neill, who was at the time married to Faye Dunaway. And Faye, at that time, they were living in London, and she was a regular in you know, South Moulton Street and the Fulham Road, and that was kind of, you know, the trail, the fashion trail.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got introduced to her, and you know, she invited me to give her a consultation first of all, which was fantastic.
How did you feel when she invited you?
Oh, blown away, because here you've got this most beautiful legend. You know, I mean, beauty just stops you in your tracks. Her kind of beauty, you know. And at that time, you know, I mean, a true legend, you know. And so to see this, you know, this beautiful face and have the opportunity to, you know, work with her, and we collaborated very well. We got on very well. And so we obviously, you know, had and I cut her hair, and we did this fantastic shoot. It was very definitive for the time, in as much as, you know, she used the pictures for a long time afterwards.
Yeah, I read that.
And it was also a moment in fashion, because it was when Azzedine Alaïa did his first collection, and it was launched in the UK. And, you know, there were a lot of exciting things going on around that time. But what I love, actually, is that the hairstyle that we did, I think, has real longevity. You know, it still could be, you could do the same thing today and it would look just as fresh, you know, and nice.
So what made you think that would be the style for her? Was it just something that just came out of nowhere?
I hoped with all my, you know, that she would go for that.
Right, yeah.
And she did. It was a very sensual experience, you know, because it had to work with not only her bone structure but her body structure, and she's tall and she's very, you know, she has a fantastic presence, you know, and so all of that, you know, had to work together, and that's what we do as hairdressers, you know, that's what great hairdressers do. We look at every detail, you know, right from the ankles all the way up.
Yeah, I suppose if you have a good relationship with them and you get on with them, I can imagine the result is even better.
Those relationships are so important. It's very important that we kind of, in a way, we lead our clients to a degree. So if we, you know, if we have that level of trust, then you know, then happy days, you know.
Have you had any fights with people in that? Obviously not physical, but have you ever had like a?
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I always try and, you know, make a compromise. You know, I don't believe in bulldozing people. You know, I think that that's not nice. And
at the end of the day, you know your craft.
Yes, I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, yeah. So what's exciting for you coming up?
What's exciting for me? Well, I just developed my own scissor line, which, you know, I'm extremely excited by. You know, to have your own tools is really very, very special. And all the young hairdressers go, wow, Tim, you've got your name on your scissors, you know, how cool is that? And I'm like, yeah, but, you know, they're for sale. So that's something new for me. I've got a body of work since my Sassoon days. I've been now on my 7 years now, you know, with my own brand, and we're slowly, you know, evolving. You know, I don't want to do anything in too much of a hurry. You know, we make sure we get everything right. And
steady progression.
Yes.
Well, Tim, thank you so much.
It was very nice to meet you.
And you. And I'm going to look out for the product.
Yes, and on my website.
Okay.
So check out my website.
Will do. And that's another episode of ScissorBoy. You ready?